Hello and welcome to another episode of Blake's Aquatics live stream. This topic this evening is all about Pseudomugils. Pseudomugils are a genus of fish endemic to Australia and New Guinea, where they are found in freshwater rivers, streams, and bodies of brackish water. Members of the genus tend to have slender bodies and two dorsal fins, and they're usually sexually dimorphic. The name of the genus is a combination of pseudo, meaning false, and mugil, meaning mullet, referring to their resemblance of the body shape of the genus that is similar to that of the unrelated mullet. Currently, there are 16 recognized species of Pseudomugils. So what we're going to do is run through all of them. Also, credit goes out to rainbowfish.angforqueensland.org.au for a lot of the research notes, particularly those from the actual scientists that collected the fish. The first one on the list is the Pseudomugil Guinea or the Popondetta Blue Eye. The Popondetta Blue Eye or the Popondetta Rainbowfish is a species of fish in the subfamily Pseudomugilinae. It's endemic to Papua New Guinea, where it occurs at 3 localities around Popondetta in the east of the country. The species inhabits clear, fast-flowing streams, although it has been reported to have come from brackish water. The species was described in 1981 as the Popondetta Guinea by Jared Allen from a locality of Auger Creek, 5 kilometers south of Popondetta, where Allen collected 200 types along with Brian Parkinson. Allen gave it the name Guinea to honor his wife Connie, who normally prepared Allen's manuscripts for publication. The species is sought after in the aquarium trade and is available in Europe and Australia. Males are easily distinguished from females by their brighter colors, longer and more elongated dorsal fins. The body color is more yellow-green in males and females, and the dorsal and anal fins of males have a broad white or yellow outer margin and black band across the middle. The outer region of the first dorsal fin is yellow, and females are similarly colored but just not as intense and have smaller fins which lack the detail of the males. They have compressed elongated bodies and grow to a length of 5 to 6 centimeters, just over 2 inches. Heiko Blaher collected live specimens in 1982, which were bred and distributed in Europe and form much of the available stock currently in Europe. Pseudomugil Guinea are magnificent blue eye and much sought after by hobbyists. It's important to provide regular partial water changes, as the species doesn't like old acidic water. The key to maintaining Pseudomugil Guinea in captivity is excellent water conditions that can be provided with regular water changes. They will display best coloration when maintained in a densely planted, partly shaded aquarium. However, it is not a requirement for successful captivity raising. Allen reportedly bred and raised them in captivity with the following water conditions: temperature between 19 and 31 degrees Celsius, pH between 7.6 to 8.2, and hardness of 90 to 150 milligrams per liter, and noted that most domestic water supplies that are suitable for human consumption will be adequate for the continual maintenance of the species. In terms of breeding, the eggs adhere to plants, and hatching occurs at 15 days at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. And in terms of diet, wild-caught specimens indicate a diet of minute crustaceans, insect larvae, and small algal matter. So the next one on the list are the Pseudomugil cyanodorsalis, or the neon blue eye. The neon blue eye, or the blue-black blue eye, is a small fish with the total length of 3.5 centimeters, 1.4 inches. It is a sexually dimorphic species because the males are colorful, being a metallic blue on the back, dotted with small black spots. A narrow black stripe along the center of the flanks separates the blue and black from the translucent to yellowish white lower half of their body. There is a small yellow patch to the rear of the first dorsal fin and dusky leading edges to the fins. The females are plainer, being semi-transparent, silvery gray with translucent fins and a white belly. Neon blue eye. This neon blue eye is found in northern Australia, where it has a disjunct distribution from Crab Creek east of Broome and around Wyndham in Western Australia, in the Northern Territory between Darwin and the Coburg Peninsula, and Melville Island, and in the basin of the Norman River in Queensland's Gulf of Carpentaria coast. The neon blue eye is euryhaline, which means it can tolerate a wide range of ecological conditions, although it shows a preference for muddy creeks lined with mangroves. It can also occur in pure freshwater habitats, especially during monsoon season. In the wild, the neon blue eye is a seasonal breeder, with spawning usually taking place October to December. They appear to prefer to breed in groups of multiple males and females, with the males using their dorsal and anal fins to display while actively pursuing females. During display, the color of both sexes becomes more intense. Females who are not receptive to breeding avoid the males by swimming near to the surface or hiding among vegetation. The eggs are scattered amongst aquatic plants and stick to them by an adhesive outer coat, and eggs will hatch in around 12 to 15 days. This species is mainly carnivorous and feed on terrestrial and aquatic insects, insect larvae, and small aquatic crustaceans. They were first discovered in 1981 near Darwin, before found in Crab Creek a year later. In 1983, the species was formally described by Gerald R. Allen, with Crab Creek given as the type locality. They were first made available in the hobby in 1982, but a sustainable breeding population did not become established until 1986, when more wild-caught specimens were brought in. Robert Allen notes that he did not have problems keeping and breeding them under the following water conditions: temperature 21 to 27 degrees Celsius, pH 7.1 to 8.5, and TDS 230 to 290 parts per million. So most spawning activity was recorded at a temperature range 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. Many hobbyists report that they will live longer, breed more freely, and produce more offspring in brackish water. So 25 to 50% seawater is recommended. That's the Cyanodorsalis. Pseudomugil furcatus, the Forktail Blue Eye, which is endemic to Papua New Guinea, southeast of Popondetta, and they're found in rainforest streams. Pseudomugil furcatus is a small species growing to a length of 5 or 6 centimeters, just over 2 inches. They have two dorsal fins separated by a small gap. The first is much smaller than the second. Body color is yellow-green in both males and females. The dorsal and anal fins of the males are transparent with narrow yellow margins. The pelvic and pectoral fins are often tinged with red. Caudal fin lobes are yellowish with black dorsal and ventral margins. Females' caudal fin lobes are yellowish, while the pectoral and pelvic fins are transparent. The outer part of the second dorsal fin is yellowish. The body scales have a slight dark edge, and they differ from most other pseudomugils in having the caudal fin longer and more deeply forked. Males are easily distinguished from females by brighter colors and longer, more elongated fins. In a review of the family Melanotanidae in 1980, they were separated from the Pseudomugil genus and placed in a new genus, the Popondetta, and the name was changed to Popondetta furcata. It was later discovered that the genus name Popondetta was previously used, and in 1987 they underwent another name change and were called the Popondictes furcatus. 2 years passed, and following a review of the Pseudomugil genus, the blue eye group, including Popondictes furcatus, were placed in their own family, Pseudomugilidae, and they were returned to their original name, Pseudomugil furcatus. In 1981, live specimens were collected by Gerard Allen and Barry Crockford and were returned to Australia, where they later bred and established in the aquarium hobby. They're generally found in small, clear, swift-flowing freshwater streams with abundant aquatic vegetation, and water conditions have been reported from 24 to 28 Celsius and 7 to 8 pH with 90 to 180 parts per million of hardness. Next one on the list is the Pseudomugil gertrudae, aka the spotted blue eye. Spotted blue eye is readily adapted to captivity and can be kept in small freshwater aquariums. Common names include the spotted blue eye, delicate blue eye, Gertrude's blue eye, and the northern blue eye. The spotted blue eye has an elongated body, generally up to 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch, and rarely in the 3 centimeter or 1.2 inch length. Overall color is transparent, pale silvery white, sometimes with tints of tan or yellow. The rear half of the body is marked with 3 horizontal black lines breaking up into spots. The fins are yellow with black markings. Body size, color, and shape vary across the range. Fish from Aru Islands are larger, and those from Darwin have orange pectoral fins, and those from Arnhem Land have an orange body. The spotted blue eye is found on that topic. The spotted blue eye is found in rivers in southern New Guinea, such as the Aru Islands, in the Northern Territory and Cape York Peninsula. Their habitat includes small, slow-moving streams, pools, and swamps, and they have been found in water with a temperature of 12 to 34 degrees Celsius at a pH all the way from 3.68 to 9.4, which is a huge variance. Hardness, anything between 0 and 320 ppm. And in terms of diet, they have been found to eat mostly algae and small invertebrates. They're also readily bred in captivity, which is nice. So yeah, they're super hardy fish, I guess, coming from such a wide variance of conditions. Usually that is a good indicator that they'll be well adapted into captivity. The Pseudomugil inconspicuous. The inconspicuous blue eye. The inconspicuous blue eye is a species of fish in the subfamily Pseudomugilinae. It is found in Papua New Guinea and Australia's top end. The Pseudomugil inconspicuous is a small, slender body species, usually not exceeding 35 millimeter in length, which is just over an inch. They have 2 dorsal fins very close together. The first much smaller than the second. Body color is a translucent bluish with some scattered melanophores and clear to slightly yellowish fins. A uniformly thin, uninterrupted longitudinal line of black pigment extends from just above the origin of the first pectoral fin ray to the base of the caudal fin. This line is enhanced with metallic blue reflective scales above and below. Pseudomugil inconspicuous shows only slight sexual dimorphism, involving the dorsal and anal fins only. Mature males have a slightly larger first dorsal fin than the females, and the second dorsal fin often has a short filamentous extension as well. The Pseudomugil inconspicuous are probably widely distributed in estuarine, I always struggle with that word, estuarine, and coastal freshwater habitats across northern Australia and southern New Guinea, but have escaped notice due to their small size and largely inaccessible habitats. Pseudomugil inconspicuous are euryhaline and tolerant of a wide range of ecological conditions, and although more commonly found in small brackish estuarine creeks, they also inhabit pure freshwater habitats, especially during wet season. During wet season, fresh water flowing into these habitats dilutes the water to fresh. Water thus varies from saline to brackish to fresh. However, habitat preference appears to be mangrove-lined muddy brackish creeks, where they are commonly found in large numbers. They have been found in hypersaline waters with 28 to 40 ppt and temperatures of 22 to 39 degrees Celsius. They've been observed sheltering amongst submerged roots, leaves, and branches, often in muddy water. They are frequently seen swimming in midwater rather than near the surface. They are sympatric with the cyanodorsalis over part of their range. Pseudomugil inconspicuous are currently rare in the hobby. As far as it's known, there are no published reports of having them bred in captivity. So far, they have proved rather delicate when being collected and difficult to maintain in captivity. Captured specimens carry high parasite loads and seem to be waste away slowly. In the natural environment, spawning usually commences during the early wet season, between October and January. They are planktivorous and adapt well to fresh water environments. All right, so the Pseudomugil ivantsophi is endemic to Western Papua in Indonesia. It was described in 1999 by Jared R. Allen and Samuel Renyan from types collected in the southern Irian Jaya at 2 locations, one a tributary of the Kopi River, approximately 1 kilometer of the Tembagapura Road, and from the I'm not going to read all this. They are named in honor of the ichthyologist Walter Ivantsov of Macquarie University in Sydney. The head and body of a male Pseudomugil ivantsophi is semi-transparent, often with a bluish or reddish hue. Iris of the eye intensely blue. The abdomen and swim bladder region are silvery, The upper half of the dorsal fin and anterior half of the second dorsal fin and edge of the anal fin are bright red. The dorsal and ventral contour posterior to second dorsal and anal fins edged with similar red. Upper and lower third of the caudal fin is also red, and the pelvic fins are pinkish. The edges of some scales on abdomen with narrow black margins. Females overall semi-transparent, lacking bright red shades of the male. This is a small species, slender and laterally compressed, growing to a length of around 3 to 4 centimeters, just closing in on 2 inches. Named in honor, blah, blah, we covered that. The habitat consists of small, shallow, slow-flowing streams in dense rainforest. The water generally clear, but some were tannin stained with sparse aquatic vegetation. Bottom conditions included sand, gravel, cobble, and rocks. Water temperature and pH ranges from 24 to 28 Celsius and 6.7 to 7.8 pH. And other fish collected from these habitats include the Pseudomugil pellucidus, Pseudomugil novae Guinea, the Melanitania goldii, and Melanitania rubrostriata, and Melanitania ogilvii. In 2004, Ian Wilson and Charles Nishihara collected live specimens of the species from the Iwaka River, which is a tributary of the Kamora River. And additional live specimens have been collected from other rivers in the vicinity of Tamika. Live specimens have also been collected by Heiko Blaher, and 2 main varieties are currently available in the hobby. Pseudomugil luminatus, the red neon blue eye. The red neon blue eye has only been recorded from swamps in the vicinity of Tamika in West Papua. Pseudomugil luminatus males have a body color that is generally yellowish tan, yellow-orange, or reddish, with scales thinly outlined with brown, sometimes silvery white on the belly and breast. They have a neon blue stripe on the uppermost part of the body, extending from the rear part of the head to the base of the uppermost caudal fin rails. Median fins are generally yellowish tan, pale orange, variably marked with widely scattered small black spots. Anal and caudal fins generally have fewer spots, and those of the anal fin are mainly confined to the basal half or posterior most section. Can you tell that scientists wrote this stuff? The first dorsal fin has a narrow white anterior margin, white color extending onto elongate fin filament. The caudal fin has prominent white tips on the dorsal and ventral lobes. Pelvic fins translucent yellowish with elongate orange filament anteriorly. Wow. The eye pupil is black and the iris bright blue. The female's body color is generally similar to that of the male, although smaller individuals are more yellowish and semi-transparent. Fins mainly translucent to slightly yellowish, usually without spots. The habitat consists of swamps with clear, although dark-stained, slow-moving, flowing water. The type locality, which lies about 20 to 25 kilometers upstream of the Aqua River estuary, was severely altered by sediment tailings from the gold and copper mine in the late 1990s, and this species and other swamp-associated fauna are presumed to no longer be present. Most of the paratites were taken from 2 sites in the Iweka River system, approximately 30 kilometers northwest of the type locality at elevations of 45 to 60 meters above sea level. Selected water quality values at the time of collection were a temperature of 26 to 28 Celsius, pH 4.8 to 7.2, and these are very popular and widely available Pseudomugil in the hobby. Number 8 for this evening's topic is, let's try it one more time, Pseudomugil majusculus, the Cape Blue Eye. The Cape Blue Eye is endemic to Papua New Guinea. They have a moderately compressed and elongated body that usually doesn't exceed 5 centimeters or 2 inches. The body color is mainly pale yellow with fine dark scale outlines. There is a horizontal row of about 10 vertically elongated white spots along the middle of the side. The lower edge of the breast is yellow, and there are white margins on the anal and second dorsal fins. Mature males have a slightly larger first dorsal fin than the females, sometimes with a short filamentous extension. Pseudomugil majusculus is similar in they are similar in appearance to the Pseudomugil signifer. Pseudomugil majusculus were initially collected in 1979 by Bruce Collette, an American ichthyologist from brackish water on the northern coast of New Guinea near Cape Ward Hunt, approximately 190 kilometers northeast of Port Moresby. They've also been collected from a freshwater stream in the Louisiade archipelago. Tagula Island is 280 kilometers southwest of Papua New Guinea. It is the largest island of the archipelago with an area of 800 square kilometers. They are probably euryhaline and inhabit a wide range of natural habitats, including mangrove swamps, marine estuaries, and freshwater streams. Live specimens were collected in 1993, but it is currently rare or non-existent in the aquarium hobby. It was named Majusculus, Latin, meaning somewhat larger or greater, implying that this species grows to a larger size than other species of Pseudomugils. We have the Pseudomugil Miguelus, also known as the honey blue eye. The honey blue eye is an endangered species of fish from southeast Queensland, Australia, where it is found in mildly acidic, tannin-stained ponds and streams in Wallam habitat. Previously considered a color variant of the related Pacific blue eyes, the honey blue eye was described by Jared Allen and Walter Ivansoff in 1982. The honey blue eye is small, pale, honey-colored fish that can get up to 2.5 to 3 centimeters in length as an adult. That's just over an inch. As the common name suggests, the honey blue eyes has blue eyes. The female has clear fins where the male has a distinct black bands and white edges on their dorsal, anal, and caudal fins. Honey blue eyes school from about 25 to 70 individuals. The water they're found in is generally slow-moving, mildly acidic between pH 4.4 to 6.8, and either clear or stained with tannins. Female honey blue eyes are sexually mature at 3 months of age when they have reached a size of about 2 centimeters in length. Spawning takes place in spring and summer, and females spawn about 40 to 125 eggs over 7 to 9 days. Generally, they deposit them at the base of aquatic vegetation, and when the honey blue eyes hatch, they'll usually feed from the surface of the water. Average lifespan is 1 to 2 years in the wild and 2 years in aquariums. The next one on the list is the Pseudomugil novae Guineae. This New Guinea Blue Eye is a species of fish in the subfamily Pseudomugilinae. It is found in New Guinea and the Aru Islands. They have yellowish, semi-translucent bodies with a thin, dark line on the sides. Maximum size for this species is 4.5 centimeters. Males have elongated fins. Adults have a red dorsal. The dorsal and anal fins have white or yellow margins. The color can change rapidly back and forth between white and yellow. Specimens collected from the Fly River in New Guinea have been reported as having transparent body with bluish or violet color on the head and abdomen. And interestingly, they actually have red-colored eggs. They are still not widely available in the hobby, and they inhabit small, clear rainforest streams, well-shaded but with occasional patches of open sunlight, a temperature of about 24 degrees Celsius, pH 7.8 at one of the collection sites. Pseudomugil paleodicola, the swamp blue eye. This is a species found on the island of New Guinea in southwestern Papua New Guinea and West Papua, Indonesia. They are small species growing to a maximum size of 4 to 5 centimeters, just shy of 2 inches. They have a translucent body with a silver head and abdomen. Pelvic fins are yellowish. The edge of the second dorsal fin in males is yellow. In females, the caudal fin is yellow and the anterior portion of the anal fin is pale yellow. Males are easily distinguished from females by their brighter colors and longer, more elongated fins. Females are smaller and have smaller fins, but also lack the coloration of males. They are probably widely distributed in coastal streams over much of southern New Guinea. Water turbidity was moderate and a temperature of 26.8 degrees Celsius and pH of 7.6 were recorded at collection. In 1979, Jared Allen returned to Australia with live specimens, but unfortunately they didn't breed and weren't distributed into the hobby. Another collection was made and small populations were established in Europe and North America. Eggs were imported into Australia in 1996, where they bred, but again failed to become established in the hobby. So the Pseudomugil pascali, also known as Pascals Blue Eye, is a species of fish found in the Fly River system in Papua New Guinea. The name honors John Pasca, who is a technician in the Papua New Guinea Ministry of Fisheries. Pascali is a small, slender body species, usually not exceeding 35 millimeters in length. They are similar to Gertrude Pseudomugils, aka the spotted blue eyes, but differ in coloration and fin shape. Pascali are generally known only from a small creek in the Fly River system in Papua New Guinea. They are a stream-dwelling species occupying slow-flowing, muddy or tea-colored rainforest streams. Aquatic vegetation is generally abundant. The pH and temperature ranges recorded at the collection site were 6.0 and 6.5 and 25 to 26 degrees Celsius respectively. Live specimens were collected in 1983 by Gerald Allen and returned to Australia but failed to become established in the hobby. However, other live collections have been made and small populations are now established in the international hobby. In 1996, eggs were imported into Australia from Europe, but again they failed to become established in the Australian hobby. Next one on the list, Pseudomugil pellucidus, transparent blue eyes. These are a species of fish found in Irian Jaya in New Guinea. They are a small, slender-bodied species, again, not exceeding 35 millimeters in length. The head is silverish red, blending into a silverish red body, where although majority of the body is quite transparent. The upper edge of the mid-lateral band is neon red, while the rest of the band is solid black. The first dorsal fin is jet black with a small flash of orange on the spine. The iris has an orange hue, and individuals possess a pupil-sized white spot on top of the head, which is readily visible when observed from a stream bank. These also lay reddish-colored eggs, and they are generally found in small, shallow streams, usually slow-flowing through dense rainforest, always in clear water which may be deeply stained with tannins. Aquatic vegetation was sparse or absent at the collection sites. Bottom is usually sand to gravel, pebble, and rocks. Water temperature 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, pH 6.7 to 7.8. Pseudomugil reticulatus, also known as the Vogelcop Blue Eye, that is spelled Vogelkop. They are a species of fish found in Irian Jaya in New Guinea. They are a small, slender, and laterally compressed species growing to a length of 3 to 4 centimeters. Body color in males is light brown to yellow with reddish fins. Females show a stronger reticular pattern and yellow fins. Water temperature at collection was 26 to 27 degrees Celsius, pH 7.1 to 7.6. Next one on the list is the Pseudomugil signifer, the Pacific Blue Eyes. These guys are native to Eastern Australia. They're small, silvery fish averaging 3 to 3.5 centimeters. They're recognizable by their blue eyes and 2 dorsal fins. They form loose schools of tens to thousands of individuals in the wild. They eat waterborne insects as well as flying insects that land on the water's surface, foraging for them by sight. Pacific blue eyes generally reach a total length of 3. I already said that. The body is partly transparent and pale yellow or olive with a silver belly. They have a forked tail as well. The bottom and top edges of the tail are edged with white. The males have extended fins. Pacific blue eyes live in small, generally slow-moving streams to estuaries, as well as dunes, lagoons, and salt marshes, and they're also found in brackish and marine waters. Females are sexually mature at 6 months of age, or when they have reached 2.3 centimeters in length. Males mature at 2.8 centimeters, and And a study in 2003 showed that males preferentially chose larger females. Fish can breed. A study in 2003 showed that males will preferentially choose larger females, though they can breed in both fresh and salt water. The lifespan of them is about 1 to 2 years in the wild, 2 to 3 years in aquariums, though some males may reach 4 years of age. In an aquarium, they spawn in gravel or moss at the base of aquatic plants. And the last one on the list is the Pseudomugil tenulis, the delicate blue eye, and these guys are found in northern Australia and Papua New Guinea. They are a small fish, once again, growing to a length of 4 to 5 centimeters, about 2 inches. Adult males generally have a translucent golden to brown body color above the mid to lateral line and yellowish brown with a silver sheen below. Females and juveniles have similar body color but not as intense and have smaller, uncolored, rounded fins with no markings. Females generally have a deeper body than males, whilst the adults have large dorsal, anal, and pelvic fins. In Australia, tenulis have been recorded from catchments of a number of river systems in the Northern Territory, and they're commonly found in riverine floodplain billabongs. They have been collected from a number of other minor streams in Darwin and in Queensland. They have been found inhabiting coastal brackish and fresh water. They are most common in floodplain swamps and slow-moving streams, generally with dense aquatic vegetation. Water conditions recorded in natural habitats are with a temperature between 27 to 38 degrees Celsius and a pH between 5 to 7.1. They're an egg scatterer, generally spawning amongst aquatic plants and grasses. And that concludes our two-part series on Pseudomugils. So we went through all 16. All 16, I think, have their place. Unfortunately, most of them not in the hobby, but maybe one day. But I think it is important to learn about them so that we can attempt to preserve them, and it would be a real shame to lose any of these guys. So thanks for listening to this topic. Hopefully you're looking forward to the next edition, and I'll catch you on the next one.